Okay, so in the last video, you saw the comparison operations, and that's where we were looking at different comparison operators and also the and, or, and not. And in this video, we're going to be comparing strings. So let's start by creating a class for our strings. So I'm just going to go up to new Java class, and we're going to call it comparing strings, like so. Now, just like before, I'm going to create a main method. So let's create a string, name equals Fred. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. So we're going to create multiple threads. Okay, now obviously I can't keep the string the same, so the string name rather. So I'm going to create 1, 2, and 3. And I'm just going to throw a little bit of a spanner in the works. Name 4 equals Barney. So now I've got a set of strings to work with. What we'll do is we'll do a quick comparison. So I'm going to use the equals to, just like I did with the numbers. So let's just have a system out. We'll just simply name equals name 1. So we're going to see if name equals to name 1. And let's run that. And sure enough, it comes up true. Okay, so let's do that with name 2. And as we expect, that comes up true as well. And again, name 3. Oops. Yeah, still true. What about name 4? Kind of expecting something different here. Boom. Yeah, so we've got a false there. Okay, so these aren't the only way you can actually set up a string. You can also set up a string like this. String name 5 equals new string. Oops, new string. And then inside here, I'll say Fred. Okay, so this is string 5, name 5. So let's just see what happens when we run this. So I just want you to imagine, looking at this, we're comparing it to this one up here. Let's run it. And it comes up false. Okay, so there is a reason why it comes up false. It's quite simple. What's happening is you're not seeing 4 threads here. Or rather, you are seeing 4 strings, name 1, name 2, name 3, but they're all pointing to the same thread. So thread is being stored in memory, and what's happening is each one of these is pointing to the same memory location. When I instantiate, basically creates a new name 5 this way, what this does is it forces a new version of thread to be created in memory. So this thread will have a different memory address to all these up here. Now obviously Barney has absolutely no link with this at all. It's not the same as. So this is created in a separate memory location. So we've got these 4 threads all pointing to the same thread, which is generally the first one. And this thread here is a new creation of Fred, and this is Barney, which has no relation to Fred at all. Okay, so let me just show you how that works in memory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new library. So what we do is we go to File, Project Structure, Library, and Add. So we use this plus symbol up here. And I'm going to look for a library in Maven. Okay, the library is called Joel, J-O-L, not like Billy Joel. And I'm just going to do a search for it. Okay, so there's lots of things with JOL in it, but I'm just going to scroll all the way down until I find the one that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the core. Here we go. So we'll go with, I mean, it doesn't matter which one you have. I am going to choose that one there. So number 16. And I'm just going to say, okay. And what this does is it adds this to my project. Okay, so we've now got a dependency called Joel in my classes. So I'm going to click OK. And if you just want to see that, if you go over to here to external libraries, you'll see that it's added here. And what I'm going to do is now import it. So I just go to import org.openjdk.joel. And it's the VM I'm after, so I'm just going to choose VM. And it's capital VM for the end. Okay, so now that I've imported the VM from Joel, I'm now going to use it. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to create a simple system out, and it's going to list name. I'm going to concatenate a string statement saying is found at location. And then I'm going to add the instructions to provide the locations of that string, which happens to be, so we use the VM dot current dot address of, and then the name of the string we're using. In this case, it's going to be name. Like so. Press return. And what I'll do is I'm just going to copy and paste this like so. And we're just going to change all of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, 4. Oh, need another one. 5. And over here, I need to change these as well. So let's just do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, just make sure it's all okay. And we'll keep that comparison happening and we'll just run it. So let's just do that a moment. So what we should get is the instructions and the locations. So there you go. So Fred is found at location 263342926064. Don't worry if you get different values. You are likely to get different values, but you can see that all these Freds here at the top, let me just stretch that up a little bit so you can see it clearer. There you go. You can see that all these Freds at the top, all 4 of them, are located at the same memory address. This Barney, you can see, is clearly at a different memory address, and this Fred here is at a different memory address. So when it's doing this comparison, it's doing a comparison of the address, not the actual contents. If you want to do a comparison of the contents, probably the best way to do it is to use the equals and then pop the variable into the brackets that you're comparing it to. So now if we run that, this will now come up true. And that's what we're really looking for. So there are ways of being able to manipulate your strings. And I hope that this is something that you've learnt from this video and it's something that you can use in the future. So I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen in this video, and if you have, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, just click on the subscribe button and you'll see all my future content. Okay, until next time, I'll see you again. Bye-bye.